Thank you very much. Chancellor, Professor, Director, colleague, ladies and gentlemen, Mesdames et Messieurs in French. We have an essential question in our institution. What do the 21st century students need to know? Because it is our job. In this volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous environment. Dear student, the future is a new world that needs to be built from the ground up. And you are the one who's going to build it with your own purpose, with your own passion. But what is this world? The world, of course, is changing. We have to address major new social, economic, and environmental challenge resulting from the increasing pace of globalization and technological progress. The challenge is environmental, such as climate change and the shortage of natural resources, which require urgent measures to be taken and adjustments to be made. They are also economic, since scientific knowledge provides new opportunities and solutions that may improve our living conditions. An era of unprecedented scientific and technological innovation, in particular in the era of biotechnology and artificial intelligence, raises key questions on what it is to be human. The time has come to create new economic, societal, and institutional models to improve the well-being of each of us wherever we live in the world. The ever-increasing financial interdependency at local, national, and regional levels generates global value chains and thus a sharing economy. It also leads to a high degree of uncertainty, economic risks, and potential crisis. Data is created, used, and shared on a very large scale aimed at promoting development, growth, and greater efficiency, but at the same time nourishes other fears about new cybersecurity and privacy issues. Lastly, the challenge is social. While the global population is still increasing, migration, urbanization, social and cultural diversity are reshaping the countries and the society as a whole. Such global change already impacts our life and society and drives a crucial global debate. It requires both global and local solutions. This different upheavals and reshaping the global social and technological environment. Each change is relevant in itself. However, it is the combination of a number of changes that will trigger a need for new skills. In the 6 major changes, I can just say extreme longevity. Awareness of healthier lifestyle leads to higher life expectancies. The aging of the population will impact families, careers, and education, insofar as people may need to change career or to resume their studies at any age. The new media ecology, changing communication channels have created a new kind of language, video, digital, media publishing, augmented reality, and video games. Everyone must learn to manage their digital identity in order to build its credibility or foster its legitimacy. Finally, the broad media scope increases the number of perspectives on a single event and disrupts our relationship toward reality and truth. Moreover, the rise of machine and smart systems, global connection and cross-border organizations enable access on a large scale to further productions, means, and to highly specialized human resources. This driving change and disruption will deeply modify the nature and the content of our job. The implementation of this change requires the development of core skills to compete in tomorrow's environments. The future is uncertain and unpredictable. For this reason, we must to be open-minded and equipped to deal with it, since these strengths provide us with a wide range of opportunity to support human progress. The higher education institutions are responsible for training students equipped with the skills required for the future. The children who begin school in 2019 will be young adults in 2030. However, 85% of the jobs created in 2030 are not yet identified, and 65% of the children at primary school today will be recruited for jobs which do not currently exist. But how can we train young people for a job not yet available, for technology not yet developed, for issues not yet identified, and that they will have no overcome? This matter is a key issue for major change that impact, in particular, the training of tomorrow's engineer. The skill requirement will drastically change. According to a Brookfield Institute survey, 42% of Canadian employees risk seeing their business being automated within the next 10 or 20 years. A recent report conducted by Dell Technology and the Institute for the Future in Palo Alto focus on the impact of technology on our societies as a whole, and in particular on employment and training issues. According to the reference study conducted by two University of Oxford researchers, Frey and Osborne, applied to the European Union, the digitalization of our society will have a huge impact. This will affect between 45% and 60% of jobs in certain countries and will primarily concern routine tasks, in particular service, office, and manufacturing activities. Since the publication of the second age of the machine, Work and Prosperity at a Time of Technological Revolution, the author, Eric Brynjolfsson and Andrew McAfee, have noticed that digital innovation contributes to the stagnation of average income as observed in the United States and to disappearance of many intermediary jobs. According to other prospective studies conducted by the German Institute for Labor Market Research and Professional Development, digitalization will create 430,000 jobs in Germany and destroy around 500,000 jobs, representing a negative balance of 70,000 jobs by 2030. Finally, the author of another studies published by the Sceaux Institute, Leipzig Center for European Economic Research, point out that we must distinguish job and occupation. A job cannot be automated. Only a task can be automated. Only fact we all agree on is that machine will partially replace human work. Today, human work 71% and machine 29%. In 2025, human will be half and half. The inevitable trend confirms that apprenticeship is no longer a path to employment, but rather an ongoing approach to be sustained throughout our life. New skill will be required for nearly half of position. The era of joining a company right after your graduate school from university and pursuing your entire career is over. When facing such uncertainty, students will have to be curious, creative, resilient, and self-disciplined. They will have to respect, to consider the views, perspective, and value of others, to overcome failure and disapproval, as well as to withstand adversity. Students' ambition should not be limited to getting a good job and a high salary. They should also take into account the well-being of their friends and family, of the community, and obviously of the planet. The mission of education is to provide students with the capacity to act in a responsible and empowered way, and with the skills they will require to build their own life and to contribute to each other's life. To identify the most appropriate way to achieve this goal, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development has launched the Future of Education and Skill Education 2030 project, which aims to enable the nation to address two far-reaching issues. Which knowledge, skills, behaviors, and value will today's student need to be successful in their own life and to shape tomorrow's world? How can academic institutions provide such knowledge, skills, behavior, and value in an effective manner? The study is currently being finalized, but in 2019, it will move on to identify practical implementation under the framework of educational method, assessment, and development of academic network. Work and recruiting method will change drastically. Not only job, but also organization are expected to change substantially in the next decade. According to the report's authors, the result of the transformation in that world would change and pursue people and no longer that other way around. Talent sourcing would be achieved through a new analysis-based digital data method, enabling the recruitment of more diversified profile. Since new technology remove borders, companies could assign their tasks to workers residing in other continents. I have mentioned many times the concept of skill. Hard skill represent proven or know-how, technical knowledge, specialized or not, academic knowledge acquired through academic background or professional experience, and usually certified by degree, certificate, grade, qualification, diploma. Soft skills refer to personality and interpersonal skill, behavior, empathy, collaboration with others, adaptation to a new workplace setting, negotiation, but also optimism, sense of humor. Soft skills develop a kind of behavioral intelligence. But what kind of skill will be needed tomorrow? The future of work is key to global debate. The World Economic Forum tackled the issue of the annual meeting in Davos in January 2017, warning a consequence of digitalization, a shortage of skill. I mentioned about 6 major upheavals which are changing the world and that require new skill. But the future will focus on soft skills, and I would even say especially for technological training. David Deming, Associate Professor of Education and Economics at Harvard University, argues that soft skills like sharing and negotiating will be crucial. Whilst until recently, hard skills were more valued by recruiters, today over 70% of employers consider that soft skills, combined, of course, with your personality, assertiveness, ability to defend your right without infringing on those of others, congruence, empathy, resilience, serendipity, are as relevant as hard skill since they enable more effective collaboration with others. Collaboration and well-being at workplace are now the most crucial aspect in companies. People no longer deal with specific cases, but rather with projects, mainly as part of team and adopt a collaborative approach. A co-worker with high emotional intelligence, ability to recognize, to understand, to control one's own feeling, and to deal with those of other people is equipped with better communication skill. He can clearly express goals and work as a team player. He knows exactly when to assume the leadership role and when to step back. Moreover, he knows when to speak and when to listen. Soft skills are increasing value because they represent genuine performance and competitiveness levels for organization. They drive capacity for adaptation, in particular toward technical progress. Today, 31% of employers give priority to personal and behavioral skills, compared to 20% who encourage technical knowledge with a limited lifespan, internship, or professional experience. Obviously, the ideal is to combine of a technical profile with human and social skills. Based on the work of the World Economic Forum, of the P21 Partnership for 21st Century Learning, and of the Institute for the Future, the different think tanks assess that between 10 and 15 skills are to be acquired as a first and immediate priority to be successful in the 21st century. They are classified into 3 categories, providing macro skill: cognitive skill, cognitive flexibility, creativity, computational thinking, cross-disciplinary, and digital literacy. Social skills, people management, coordination with others, emotional intelligence, service orientation and negotiation. Process skills, critical thinking, judgment and decision-making, complex problem solving, strategic plan and time-based objective, management, virtual collaboration. The key skills are enhanced professional development and effectiveness change over time. Hundreds of skills are today obsolete. Others are developing to meet future's needs. What are the skills of the future? The World Economic Forum has surveyed and listened the 10 skills expected in the future. The Future of Jobs study was deployed in 15 countries and has identified 10 competencies, 10 soft skills that employees should be equipped with. And what is interesting, you will see, it's changing between 2015 and 2030, in 2020. And what is interesting, the Innovation Center will be a good place to develop the first 3 skills: complex problem solving, critical thinking, creativity. It is exactly the good place to educate young students for the future. Complex problem is the one, it was the one in 2015, it is the one in it will be the one in 2020. But you see, critical thinking will be the one in 2020. It was the 4th in 2015. This order of skill is changing because the world is changing. There is other model, just it is an example, and this model I want just to show you the wheel of Microsoft. but it is 39 skills, and I have no time enough for this, but you will see, if you are interested in, on internet you will see individual excellence, organization skills, courage, results, strategic skills, operating skills. Long-term success will depend on ability to foresee future change, adapt one's skills to the market, and shape one's own career path. It is essential to focus on common cross-functional skills required in most positions that will enable everyone to get a new job and improve their professional experience. You see, abilities, basic skills like active learning, oral expression, reading, of course, but cross-functional skills will be more and more important in the future. We live in a knowledge-based society. Also, academic knowledge, art skill, still remains at the heart of education. It is in itself no longer sufficient. We must learn to learn, which means learn to sort information and to step back. Such an intellectual approach has traditionally been the education's approach, but today it is more crucial than ever. Students have full access to any information, checked or not, in a few minutes. It is therefore fundamental to develop their critical thinking. It was number 2 in the list of skills. Today, a graduate must be aware to the professional code and societal code as a whole. In other words, students must acquire social skills, personal skills, and soft skills. In addition, personal skills must be aligned with corporate code. We are now aware that education goes beyond academic disciplines to be more connected and interact more closely with other stakeholders in society, in particular with companies. In this environment volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous, it is crucial for employees to develop behavioral skills more focused on social and emotional issues to be successful in tomorrow's workplace. Co-workers and leaders will have no understand the changing and complex environment to give it mirroring, to take advantage of change, to adopt a new perspective on each new task, and to interact easily with others while being sensitive to their value and culture. Curiosity will make the difference. It's why international cooperation is essential to nourish the curiosity and open the mind of our students. It's why Amity and EPF choose this way. Thank you. My English is not perfect, but unfortunately, it was in English.